Hey guys, welcome to the week four uh, VitoGate PR. Coming at you on Thursday night. I'm gonna try and do a little bit of a quick edition just to skim through this, make sure I still get the PR out to you guys. So is the end nigh? Um, we got Pittsburgh and Tennessee maybe um, not playing till later in the year, like way at the end. We'll see what happens there, but um, yeah, that that kind of throws a wrench into the season, and we'll see how the NFL deals with that. All right, let's move on. Pickup of the week. I'm gonna give it to Sterling here. He paid 45 for Henderson. He paid $15 more than the next bid, but he got the Rams starting running back as of now. He looked really good out there. He was the bell cow back, and we'll have to see how he does when Akers and Brown gets back, but for now, that's his backfield. So good pickup by Sterling. And then dump of the week, giving it to Nick. There wasn't really any bad drops. This one was just kind of unfortunate. He dropped them right before the news that Lazard was out indefinitely. So MVS is going to be the number two in Green Bay, and someone's going to end up picking him up this week, and they might look good doing it. Let's head on to the rankings. So Nick is in at number 10. I've added another column, which is the performance column, because at the start of the year I couldn't really tell based on performance, but now I can just based off of points for and how they're doing each week. Um, Basically, Nick is at the bottom of the league in performance, and I'm gonna just go over like one or two things from their team. Running backs are still kind of pretty low on the totem pole. I kind of redid my process for calculating points for or calculating your total for our running backs and receivers, and you might see some lower rankings than you were used to seeing. Um, yeah, just overall, you got to get some more depth, and yeah, just you got some injuries right now, which is kind of holding you back with your starters, and hopefully you can get them back and you'll start performing better. All right, Sterling at number 9. He's been performing decently. His receivers, he's got a lot of injuries there, but he does not have a lot of depth, which is holding him back there as well. Um, and then his RBs, did pick up Henderson, which will be good for him. But other than that, he's got some old guys in there that he's trying to run with. So um, he's really looking for some breakouts there. Antoine is not performing this year. His team is kind of on the downward trend at the moment. He obviously still has a great running back tandem in Edwards-Helaire and Elliott, but his receivers have not been really performing as they should be. Now that Nick Foles is in Chicago, we'll see how that works for Allen Robinson. But yeah, he's got to step it up a little bit. His team's got to step it up, and so to make him not look as bad as he's been doing. All right, Dylan at number 7. Um, he's been having decent performances lately. His running backs have kind of been not too great for him. He's got two kind of RB2 sort of players, and then other than that, he doesn't have a lot. So he's looking to maybe have Swift pop off or something later on. And yeah, other than that, it's kind of a middling team. All right, Jaden at number 6. He's been performing very well compared to kind of how his rankings are for his team. So I've been moving him up every week since he's been outperforming what I believe and what kind of the experts believe his team should do. Um, yeah, I think he probably has the worst receiver core in the league. He'll probably be upset when I say that, but I mean, it was a breakout game from Jefferson. If he ends up doing it again, then we can move you up. But um, yeah, you don't really have a top guy unless Keenan is just on form with Herbert. So obviously best tight end in the league in Travis Kelce. So not much else we can say there. Josh, so you see the row of A's, and the problem is this team's 1 and 2, and they haven't been performing. So I had to move them down. But this team does not seem to have that many um, weaknesses. like you look at the team, he's got a strong bench. He's got great starting receivers. He's got amazing running backs. Kyler Murray had kind of had an off game last week, but that's not really gonna like push him down anywhere. So um, you kind of wonder why this team hasn't been performing as much as they uh, you would expect them. So I had to move him down a little bit because I know people would be hounding me if I didn't, just because of the way his team's been performing and the points he's gotten. So um, Josh moves down to 5 here. James at 4. I was saying during the week how Tyler Lockett was making me look bad for giving his receiver core a D, but I looked at it again and sure, it's super top heavy. He's got Tyler Lockett, and then Boyd has been performing, but other than that, he doesn't really have much for starting options. So it's really looking dire there. He's probably got to get some backup somewhere. Um, the only thing that dropped more than I don't even know where I was going with. I was trying to come up with something clever for Mark Andrews dropping the ball all the time. So, anyway, Mark Andrews really had a poor game, and if he continues down that trajectory, we're gonna have to move the tight end down even further. Um, yeah, but he's been having some solid performances. He's 3-0, and yeah, it's looking good out there. Tyson at number 3. So he's been performing the third best in the league, but looking at his depth, it's utter garbage. Like he's got a lot of players injured. He's got some players that are just like not performing, and I don't even know why he still has them. But like he even has an empty bench spot that he's not using, so that's kind of weird if you think about it, because you should be optimizing your bench to make it good to bring up for starters. But like I said, he's been performing. He has the third most points in the league. He's got Patrick Mahomes, who's on fire, and his running backs, Aaron Jones and Derrick Henry, are kind of carrying the load for his team. All right, number 2, we got Ramey, performance S tier. He's been doing super good with a team that he didn't even draft. His quarterback is just kind of a carousel, just like streaming it. So giving him a C there. Receivers, I did give him the S. I should have gave it to him last week. I didn't, and now I'm giving it to him now, just because he's got Ridley, he's got Adams back, he's got Juju and Stephon Diggs, who I really downplayed this year. So yeah, Ramey's at number 2. Number 1, it's your boy. I got the most points for in the league. I feel it's justified putting me up there. I've got Michael Thomas back this week, hopefully. Watson has not been playing as well, so I had to move my QB down. But Joe Burrow's been kind of a good fill-in, so I might be able to tandem them into QB1. We'll see, or QB of tier like A, but we'll see down the line. And James Robinson has been my ace up my sleeve, and he's been working out really well for me. I've been starting him, so it's been working out good. All right, here's the stock market. It's just showing all the all the stocks on one page, so you can kind of drink that all up and see where I've got everyone. And this is the Fantasy Pros Power Rankings. It's quite a bit different than mine, but I really tried to emphasize performance because a lot of people are complaining that that wasn't really a thing I was doing. Or so yeah, you can see that the main differences, I guess, are Josh is higher, so that's kind of why I still have him at a 5 range, even though he hasn't been performing very well. Um, and then Jaden's down at 10, but obviously his team's been performing pretty well, so I've been put him up a little higher. Yeah, other than that, thanks for listening in. Got under 10 minutes. You guys let me know if you like this shortened format, and if not, I can try and go back to the long one. I just didn't think I had the energy for a long one here. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. See you next week.